she is. It's a shame. I know. It's a shame. All right. Uh, yeah, it's always stressful, before exam time. Um, I never understood it because it was never stressful for me when I was in college, but maybe. But for kids who are really serious about school, it's really stressful. And it's not easy, getting everybody on the same page, thinking that way. Um, but, you're playing Notre Dame, so it's not like you need any extra motivation or you have to give any pep talks or anything like that. I mean, it is what it is. Um, a lot of times when you play Notre Dame, you're trying to figure out how to keep them from scoring 100 because they have so many good offensive players. And how do you keep them off the boards? How do you keep them off the free throw line? And this year, the situation that they find themselves in, we wanted to speed the game up. We wanted to make the game really, really fast, and we wanted to see if they could keep up with us scoring-wise. So it was a little bit of a different approach than in some years. But that's what the challenge to our players was. And they responded. They responded perfectly in that first half. Second half, but that first half was pretty darn good.
You guys have been in the top 25 since 1992-93, end of that season. And Notre Dame's obviously dropped out in their powerful program. Is there an art to never, I don't want to say dropping down so low, but never getting caught that something like, you can imagine around here if you were not in the top 25 would.
We're not in the top five.
Not five. I know it's a 2007, but is there an art to like not getting caught that badly?
I don't think, Jeff. A lot of times, I mentioned this the other day. There's been times when we've had 15 players on the roster, and I'm thinking to myself, who the hell needs 15 players? Nobody. Except those years when two guys happen to transfer, two guys get hurt, and, all of a sudden you don't have enough good players. So some things happen to your program that you just have no control over. Kid leaves, kid gets hurt, kid doesn't develop the way you thought they would. How do you prevent that? I don't know. We've always tried to have a philosophy of we need to have two All-Americans in every single class. I don't mean high school All-Americans. We need to have two kids in each class that are current or definite college All-Americans. And if you can do that, then you can have a better chance of withstanding some of the things that happen that you can't control. So, when we lost Stewie and that whole crew, did we know that Fisa and Lou as sophomores were going to just dominate the country and be first team All-Americans coming out of nowhere? Really, they'd play sparing roles. No, we didn't know that. We didn't know that. But we certainly knew that they had the potential to do that. It just happened really fast. We're in a situation this year where we don't have any All-Americans, returning All-Americans. So it could just as easily be that we lose at Ohio State, that we lose at Seton Hall, or something to that nature. But Megan's playing like she's a first-team All-American player. I don't know anybody who's playing better than her in the country. I haven't seen anything. And Crystal's not even 100% yet. and our freshmen are spotty. So we're getting exactly what we need because we have those people in the program. But it's not hard to get caught in Notre Dame's situation. It's not. I mean, it can happen. Happens to a lot of people. We've been fortunate.
Do you give your kids credit then, because they said they feel the pressure of trying to live up to constantly being that same successful type of team, and these kids didn't fold, especially in a game against Notre Dame.
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
reminder's right there in front of them.
Yeah. Well, that's the interesting thing about playing at Connecticut. I hear a lot of coaches talk about, this, that, and the other thing. The bottom line is, if you're a kid and you put it out there that I want to go to Connecticut, then you better live up to it. And it better not be, I want to go to Connecticut and I want to get all the things that Connecticut kids get, but I'm scared to death that I'm not going to be good enough. Then guess what? You won't make it here. So the kids that we get are the kids that when they come here, yeah, they got to go to practice every day and they got to look up at that wall, and half of them are probably saying, what the hell am I getting myself into? Every day I'm going to be compared to that. Right. You know what that does? It makes you play really good every day. Makes you play really good every day. Because every day you got to live up to that. So maybe some other places, you look up and you go, Here, it's built in. Yeah, it's a lot of pressure. But without pressure, I don't think you can ever be great. The more pressure's on you, the more better chance you have of being great. And if anybody tells you, yeah, it's easy. No, it ain't. I'm not afraid. Yes, you are. Of course you are. And that's why you got to be a tough kid. A really tough kid. Because you're going to get knocked down a lot. Even when you win, people are going to go, you ain't as good as Lou was. That kid's a really good shooter. Not like Lou. You know what they said about Lou? She can't shoot like Kalina. So you're always going to be compared to somebody. So what? Now people are comparing our guys to you. It's a good life. Yeah. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Again, Meg had a really, really difficult freshman year. And she was looking for reasons why. I said, Meg, the reason is you don't work hard. You work at a high school level. And what worked for you in high school isn't going to work here. And it took her a long time to figure that out. And last year she started figuring it out. And last year it was easy to just kind of blend in, because you got two guys that are being guarded by the other team's best player all the time. You're doubling on Fisa a lot. You got the other best defender guarding Lou all the time. So you got it made. But what happened with Lou and Fisa was when they were freshmen, nobody even knew who their names. I mean, we all did, obviously, but nobody around the country is like, whatever happened to those guys? Yeah, they're at Connecticut. Really? I thought only those three guys that are All-Americans are at Connecticut. Then when those guys leave, Fisa and Lou go, you know what? We need to step up and fill that role. It ain't going to just happen just because we're here. And Megan's done that. She sees those two guys are gone. Okay. A lot of times, they would say, well, if I got enough touches, I would get 20 every night, just like Lou and Fisa did. Okay, well, now we're going to give you all the touches you want. Let's see if you can produce every single night. And you know what? She has. And what I like most about her was the way she rebounded today. You got to understand, Megan had 2 offensive rebounds our first 6 games. Total. She had 4 today. What's that tell you? There's a lot left in her tank, man, of what she can do. She's just beginning to scratch the surface. And I'm really proud of her. I'm really proud of her. She's worked really, really hard. Would have been easy for that kid to just quit, give up, transfer, do something. That's the American way today. But that kid's shown a lot of toughness. She was great today, man. She was great.
How about Olivia? It seemed like today she just was really stepped up. She had a lot of rebounds, also scoring-wise. Are you
Yeah.
like what you're seeing from her so far?
Yeah, Liv's an enigma, She's really, I guess, I'm always really on her about Liv. Like, people would kill to be you right now in this game. You'd get 50 if you wanted to. There's not a person in this building that can guard you. And it's like, whatever. And I'm dying to see her get that, like, killer mentality. Because she's just so skilled. I mean, she can do so many things out on the court. And little by little, I mean, if we can get, what'd she get today? 16 points, 10 rebounds, 3 blocks. Yeah. I mean, I know there's a lot of good players around the country, but for somebody that I bitch and moan at all the time, she's having a hell of a year. Yeah. Yeah, yeah. I didn't have any patience for Fisa and Lou when they were freshmen, sophomores. And I certainly didn't have any patience with Stewie. I don't have any patience for our sophomores. I try to use up all my patience on the freshmen. When you're a sophomore, I don't have any more patience. You need to be a lot better than you were when you were a freshman. How good? I don't know, but a lot better. That's why you came here. And then when you're a junior year, by the time you're a junior, you got to be like Megan. You got to be like almost a pro. That's the only way you survive here. Because if you couldn't do it, we wouldn't have brought you here. So to come here and not be all that means I'm not getting the most out of you that we can. That's my approach with these guys all the time. If I let you go at your pace, I'm kind of cheating. So I got to be patient to a point. But the longer I'm patient, the longer they take. Like if I say, hey, listen, I'll wait forever. Take your time. You'll take your time. I say, you got a minute to get here. You'll get here in a minute. It's a fine line. I'm on the wrong side of it a lot of times. I wouldn't want to play for me. Woo, really? Jesus, I should read more. Oh, that's the first time I've heard that one. 2 rebuilding programs. I don't know, Jeff, just try selling tickets to our fans if you tell them we're in a rebuilding mode. They'll go, all right, well, call me when they built it. The one thing I've said to our players that I've tried to remind them of is, you don't want to live off of other people's accomplishments. You, this team, this particular team, as it's put together, you as individuals even, haven't won a damn thing since you've been at Connecticut. I said, well, we won our conference. Who gives a damn? Well, we went to the Final Four. So is everybody else that plays at Connecticut. What have you won? Like, what do you look up and say, I did that? What? So you guys have a lot to prove. So you need to play that way every game. Like, we have a lot to prove. To who? To yourselves. Not to our fans, not to me, not to me. Just to yourselves. You got to look around and go, you know what? We got a lot of stuff we got to do. Because up to this point, we haven't done anything. Now, that's a little harsh. They have done a lot. They've won a lot of games. They've been in the Final, Crystal's been in the Final Four every year she's been here. So they've done a lot, don't get me wrong. But in terms of, like, what they came here for, so yeah, that is a motivator. But if anybody threw that out there, that we're in a rebuilding mode, Jesus. Wow. That's a lot. Rebuilding. Most people when we rebuild, they're like, they're not fourth in the country, are they? We're rebuilding? Maybe we're not the fourth best team in the country, but we beat the team that beat the team that beat Oregon. Whatever the hell that means. So, who beat the national team? Which really wasn't the national team, but let's not get carried away here. We're going to end up playing the real freaking guys. I wish the same guys that showed up against Oregon showed up here when they come to play us, but I don't think that's going to be the case. Ugh. Ugh. You know, it's funny. I was sitting here last night, and my mom's was in town. She's 88. She don't get out much anymore, you know. She's having trouble moving around. So, you know, I get this text from Megan Patterson going, "You're not going to believe this." And honest to God, I've lived here 35 years, and I don't think I've ever met a nicer person in the 35 years that I've been here. Kinder, gentler, professional, just, I mean, God has a plan. It's a sign. This is a sign. That's, if you ever needed a sign, God has a plan. This plan sucks, by the way, that he has for Denise's family, but that's ruined my night, ruined my day today. It's all we've been talking about in our house. And CD and I were talking about it all day today. It really puts things in perspective. They don't, you know, today's journalists, you know, it's all about shock. I mean, Denise was just, prayers for her family. Anyone else? How were the players? Did they make any sense? A couple of them did? Man, oh man. Whatever happened to kids that come up here and just talk trash and say stupid stuff, call me names and all that stuff? These guys are like boring. Aren't they dull? No, come on, tell the truth.
They're not.
They're dull.
They're college kids. They're the same.
They're dull.
It happens across. It's not just your kids.
I know it happens across the country. So that means kids around the country are dull. I think these kids are smarter than any generation.
It's because they're trained. They know. What
They're trained. No, they're not. They're not trained.
Unless they get oblivious.
They don't know how to have conversations. I bet you if you asked them to text you their feelings, they would send you a novel. Say, listen, put on Instagram all these answers to these questions. They would give you a novel.
What do they get?
Ask them in person, they go, huh? Huh? What? Megan's doing better. See? See? You know what that tells you? The better you play, the better you interview.